covering it all here. Top cars and trucks to choose and those to avoid. Let's start with those to avoid. So the 10 vehicles I would absolutely avoid because they are the slowest selling vehicles. Now, this is from the NASDAQ.com article titled 10 Slowest Selling New Cars in 2023 that could be the biggest bargains of 2024. I'd say watch out. If it's selling really slowly and you buy it, there's usually a reason for why it's selling too slow. Either often the model's not reliable, or the model depreciates horrifically, often due to the fact that they're known to be unreliable, bad reputation, disliked style, whatever the reason may be. You got to watch out, because if you want to trade this in 2-3 years, 4 or 5 years, you might be horribly disappointed. I've seen some Land Rovers and Jaguars over 3 years lose half their value. So when you go to trade it in after 3 years, if you've lost $50,000 on the price you paid, or you financed it and you have negative equity, meaning the vehicle's worth so much less than your amount owing, you could be stuck with that vehicle. And a lot of these vehicles you're going to be stuck with are known to be problematic. Now, this one is beautiful. Pros to everyone. Cheers. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I hope this entertains you and gives you the information you need to have to save thousands of dollars. I'm Johnny from Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, and would love it. Help our small family business out with a thumbs up, the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to not miss out on any of the content here. Alfa Romeo, all Alfa Romeos. I'm sorry, I think they're all beautiful. They're gorgeous vehicles, and they're, in the sports cars, they're some of the best handling and funnest vehicles to drive. They're baby Ferraris. The Alfa Romeo 4C or the 8C, incredible vehicles. I haven't driven them in real life, but I have in the simulator, and I can say that in the simulator, they are incredible, and they've got some of the best styling. Jeremy Clarkson, I believe, is one that says you're not really a full-fledged, car guy until you've owned one of these. I don't know if I agree with that, but I can definitely say that they're worth driving. Owning is an issue because the Alfa Romeo, all of them depreciate horribly, and they're slow selling because people are afraid of reliability and they're afraid of resale. Resale's bad. Reliability is not famous in the good way, like a Toyota Highlander, for example. Jeep Cherokee. So why are these stacking up on lots? Well, the story is pretty simple there. Traditionally, Jeep, Ram, Dodge has drawn in people who are looking for a bargain. They've always had, I've been in the business for over a decade now, and I've been shopping vehicles, switching them, twice, 3 times a year, often owning up to 7 vehicles at a time, switching them back and forth, switching them all each within 1 year. I love vehicles. This is my passion. It is a tough drug to kick, and I don't want to kick it. But the Jeep Cherokee, I can tell you, for years people bought because of huge rebates. They drew in that shopper that was shopping for rebates. They also drew in the shopper that wants a whole lot of sound, a whole lot of motor, and a whole lot of power for not a whole lot of money. So what happens when those are your people? Well, Jeep has gone ahead and ignored its people, ignored why people were buying Jeeps. And, in one instance, they're pushing Wrangler 4XEs on everyone. In certain states, that's all you can get is the 4-cylinder electric plug-in Wrangler. There's a big issue. So all the people that wanted more power for less dollars, you're not making them happy. And they increased the price dramatically over 2 years, and they're not coming down fast enough in price. So sales are going poorly for the Jeep Cherokee. Same thing is true. Sales have gone down on the Ram 1500 as well, because traditionally people expected huge $10,000 to $15,000 rebates on that model, and when you increase your price dramatically and don't have an insanely huge rebate, those vehicles aren't gonna move. And if you buy one now and you're not getting a huge rebate on it, expect huge depreciation. So I think that's why people are staying away from them. GMC Terrain, it's averaging 102 days in inventory to sell, so it's a little high. Now, Car and Driver was lukewarm in what they had to say about the Terrain. But, they also went on to say, as a consumer, you can expect to get a good deal on one. So I'd say don't buy unless you can get a good deal on one. So there's your GMC Terrain, a vehicle to avoid. You've got your BMW X2, also 105 days in inventory. That is a vehicle that reliability and resale value are going to be two that aren't the greatest. So you might be disappointed there. Now, the Nasdaq.com is saying, hey, look at these vehicles because you can get a great bargain on one. It's not a great bargain if 3, 4, 5 years down the road you go to sell it and you're still at a big loss. Now, Buick, which for many has gone up quite a bit in quality, but Buick and Vision, they're sitting around on lots, 82 days to sell. You've got here the Mach-E. Beautiful photo of the GT. What a great looking car. I think physically it looks great. I enjoy driving them a lot. Do expect the suspension to be, it's called a Mustang, Mach-E. While it's Mustang heritage, the suspension is a little stiff, but it handles great. It accelerates really, really well. It is a complete blast to drive. I'm not seeing major reliability issues with these, but reception for 2023 and now the early 2024 has been a little more lukewarm towards all electric vehicles. I think that's what's going on with this vehicle. I think Ford started producing a ton of these because there is incredible demand for this vehicle in 2022 and 2023. But as more manufacturers come out, Kia, Hyundai, for example, Toyota, as more manufacturers come out with excellent EVs, electric vehicles, or plug-in hybrids, demand on this is going down. I know I ordered a lot of these for people, and when I call after a year, let's say, after a year of people waiting around for these, I hear quite often, well, I bought another electric vehicle in the meantime because I was able to get my hands on one. So I think that's why these are taking a little longer to sell, because production is just really, really high and demand is lower than production. So they build up on lots and they're taking 108 days to sell. So they say, NASDAQ.com is saying, so bargain hunting car buffs may want to check in on their local Ford dealerships. I can tell you as a Ford dealer, we're not making, the money we're getting back on these vehicles is really, really small. So they were selling, a lot of dealers were asking, $5,000, $10,000 over MSRP on these. What I can say is you can definitely get one at MSRP. Getting one below MSRP, maybe with a present or two, if the dealer is stocked up on them and is tired of paying interest on that vehicle. Now the Ford Mustang, 108 days on lot. Well, it's winter, and of course the Ford Mustang is they're talking about the Mach-E, so we've already talked about that. And then here you've got the Jaguar F-Type. For your Jaguar F-Type, reliability, depreciation, those are going to be your big issues as an owner, but they sound great. Unless you're getting the 4-cylinder, which sounds great for a 4-cylinder. Any of the other engines that you'll get on the F-Type are mind-blowingly great, but it's not like the 911. You buy a 911 and you're going to lose very little value over 5 years. You're going to lose, depending whether it's a cabriolet or a hardtop, you're going to lose 8 to 22% value over 5 years. That makes a 911 really inexpensive to own. This is going to be really expensive to own if you go to switch it in 5 years, because it'll probably have lost over 50% of its value. And you can hope that everything gets fixed under warranty. If you love the looks of this like I do, if you love the sounds of the 5-liter on this as I do, get an extended warranty with it. That's my big tip of the night. And you've got the Audi A4 here. Audi A4. Audis are just expensive to own and maintain. They're not the most expensive. BMW as a brand is more expensive to own and maintain, but they will depreciate. But really all cars depreciate because right now it's SUVs and trucks that are extremely popular. This is one I wouldn't necessarily say avoid at all costs, because the depreciation will be reasonable and the price to maintain for the European brand is going to be reasonable. If you can swing a Porsche 911, of course, that's a 2-door, so it's a different story, much better in regards to depreciation and reliability. And I'm going to say all Land Rovers, but here they're talking about the Discovery Sport. Yes, it's going to lose a lot of money. It very well might break, and it's going to be expensive to keep on the road. So I would not suggest this. Now the Miata, it's collecting on lots. This is a bargain because this is an extremely reliable vehicle. If you like the styling, the little happy fish, you got a little happy fish back there. Look how happy that little fishy is. If you like that styling, I can get past it because you're going to have a blast driving this vehicle. It's going to be extremely reliable, extremely inexpensive, comparatively speaking, for maintenance. This is a great vehicle, folks. Don't say no. It is a two-seater. It's going to be cramped, but it's a fantastic vehicle. Now, that covers the vehicles I would avoid. So please, folks, avoid those vehicles. But now let's cover the vehicles that I would definitely buy. These are the best-selling vehicles, and that means resale. They're best-selling generally for a reason. Now, you can't assume something's true because the majority, believes in it.